Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Super excited for you guys to be with us today. And as you're hopping on, drop where it is you're coming in from so we can give you a shout out. Today, we're going to be talking about shifting gears in your business so that you can take the strain off the ups and downs, okay?
Yes.
Because this is something that we all run into in our businesses, and it's important to have clarity on how you might be able to take a load off, really.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
You guys are catching this on the replay. Please drop us a hashtag replay so we can come back after the fact and say hello.
Yes. And if we have not met before, I am Becky Graff.
And I am Tim Graff.
And we help home business entrepreneurs leverage powerful online strategies to create the perfect lifestyle business, okay? So you guys, a funny story, okay? So we enjoy various outdoor activities, okay? And I decided that I was going to go and take my little 2.5-year-old on a bike ride after dropping off our eldest at school. And I had mapped out a route that I go on fairly often that is just from our house up to a paved trail that goes along the mountains and then loop back down by a lake. And then usually we'll stop and let the girls, play or feed the ducks, as it were. And so that was what we decided we were going to do. It was a beautiful day yesterday, 65 degrees, perfect temperature for all that. Hey, Whit, thanks for hopping on. And so that's what we did. Hey, Tom, thanks for hopping on. So I took off. Tim was at work. And I took off, and I was feeling great. Like, I felt my muscles warmed up. I was feeling really good. We go toting out of the neighborhood, and then there is a pull up to the trail. And as I started going, my heart rate increased. My legs started to burn a little bit. I started sweating and breathing hard.
Yeah, no, she's pulling her 35-pound daughter in the trailer.
Plus a bike
behind her.
So we're about 60, probably 65, 70 pounds of drag behind me, okay, going up a hill. Hey, it is you live.
It is you live.
You're in Moody, huh? Hopefully you're not moody in Moody.
Yes.
Hopefully you're having a great day. Anyway, so
hopefully you're not moody in Moody.
So I'm going up this hill, and I've, my little Ellie in the back seat, super, super happy. She's chattering away. I like how you think, Tom. That would have been great in hindsight. Okay, so we go up to the top. We get up to the trail, and I'm second guessing myself, like, I've done this by myself for a bit, but I haven't actually pulled her with me for quite a while. Tim usually takes that honor.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
usually the one pulling the trailer.
do I really want to continue and do this loop? Because I was huffing and puffing. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm out of shape. This is rough. Okay, and so I decided, you know what, no. I know that I've got some hills coming up, but I'm going to go ahead and continue. I promised her the ducks, and so I definitely need to fulfill upon that, right? And so it was great getting some momentum. I had a little bit of a downhill slant, okay? But even I noticed as I was going, like, even the gentle rises that used to be no big deal, like, I had to start switching my gears. I'm not gonna lie, like, usually I pride myself on keeping it at, like, the hardest possible so I get this great workout, but I was like, I'm running out of gears. I've only got 2 more left, and then I have nothing. Like, I'm going to be off my bike, and I'm going to be walking it up the rest of the way if this continues. That's what's going through my head.
She kept telling me before she went on this bike ride that she wanted a workout, so hey.
I
knew that pulling that trailer would give her the workout she was looking for.
Okay, so, but what happened as I was going, I noticed, okay, because I haven't pulled her behind me in a bit, I noticed that, yes, the uphills were definitely a pull. Okay, it was rough going uphill. However, there was actually drag going downhill as well, which I hadn't anticipated. I didn't really expect. But even on my downhills, where I get lots of speed, momentum to go up the other side, there was like a little bit of a drag holding me back, and so I wasn't getting as much momentum to go up the other side. Okay, so it was kind of an interesting phenomenon for me to think about, that I am pulling somebody behind me. So you'd think that going downhill, I would get enough push for, to get more speed. But I actually wasn't. I was getting less speed on the down climbs and going even slower uphill because I had a passenger in the back that I was taking with me. So how does this relate to us in business?
No.
Okay, because I can vouch firsthand that pulling a team or helping a team, no, we'll just call it what it is, dragging a team behind you as you're building your business is a lot of work.
Yep.
It's exhausting.
Yep.
Okay?
Especially if you're dragging them uphill all the time.
Well,
I mean, even, and just like the downhill too. I mean, it doesn't matter what stage of your business that you're in. If you're lugging people behind you, and if you're having to constantly talk them into working
hype
the business.
Up. Every single time you get on your weekly, your daily calls, whatever that looks like for you, there's a bunch of hype getting people excited to build their business. You are the one that's doing all of the excitement,
You're
right?
doing all the inspiration, the
everybody-
motivation, the getting everybody going for the day. And if you're doing all of the different pieces of the business by yourself, then it can definitely feel like this constant steep uphill battle,
Yes.
right? And you're lugging everybody behind you.
Yes. And so you guys, being able to put systems together and actually share the load with your teammates is kind of like those gears on my mountain bike, where you're able to switch in between, make things a little bit easier for everybody so everybody can get up the hill, right? And then also it does put some drag so that when things start going south, you're not just plummeting into the ground, right? You have a little bit of drag there where you can evaluate with your team members because you've allocated different responsibilities to help slow that or reverse it so that you can go up the next climb, right? Because our businesses go like this.
Yeah.
They don't go just like this.
I was going to say, if your business is not going like this, then...
I want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know your secret, or something is not working the way you think it is.
Yeah. So again, you guys, we're talking about having systems, and really, as you are working your business, asking yourself the question, is this duplicating for my team? Is what I'm doing duplicable?
Yeah.
Is it something that they can do? And also, are you being such a control freak that you're not sharing the responsibilities of the tasks?
Well, and that's just it. Is if you are lugging everybody, it's most likely because you are either a control freak and
Could
you're
be.
taking it all on yourself and you're not sharing the wealth with your team, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, or you don't have effective duplicatable systems in place, so that you may have systems in place, but it may be something that is not duplicable, right? They're not able to do the same thing you are doing.
Yeah. And let's just be really clear on that. The same thing that you were doing. If you started off your business and you were driving hours to go do meetups and stuff like that,
Yep.
everybody says, oh, that's completely duplicatable. Everybody can do it. The reality of it is it's not.
Yeah.
In this day and age, with the time constraints that we have, not everybody is willing to do that. They don't have the time nor the resources to do that.
Yep.
And so really, it's not all that duplicatable. You cannot clone yourself in that manner.
Or you're not expecting enough from your fellow teammates,
Exactly.
right? You're taking that all upon yourself, and you're not expecting more out of them. And let's face it, I mean, if they're not expected to do something, they're most likely not going to step up and do so.
And that is a very key point, and I'm glad that you said
And I
that.
love what Tom put here. He's got manager versus business owner mentality,
Exactly.
which is very spot
And
on.
your people that you have coming on, if you're constantly have to hype them up, or you feel like you have to constantly hype them up, there's a couple things that might be at play. One, this may be their first entry into the arena of entrepreneurship. And they may not be clear on what that might look like.
Yep.
Okay, so you as a leader being able to have a frank conversation with them about expectations, okay, reasonable. They can still build where they want to build. There's no super high pressure to get to a certain place if that's not within their wheelhouse of where they want to go. However, the expectations of being part of your team and the expectations to share the wealth, right, and to work together so that you all have leverage, you can have those conversations. And the second thing, is, again, clarity on their part. What is it that they're wanting out of this, and what does that look like to them specifically?
Right.
And if you don't have these conversations, if you don't have systems in play, and more importantly, if you are not incorporating your downline, okay, in what you're doing, they're not going to feel like you're anything different than a boss at their job who says, okay, how many numbers have you hit? Where's your volume at? All of these different things, setting the expectation that this is a team, we're working together, we need to, rise together. And so by doing so, empowering your downline to take on leadership positions, roles, leading team calls,
Well, one of the most
conversation.
Well, yeah, and that's actually where I was headed with. One of the most effective things that you can do to find out where your team is at, where they want to go, and who your leaders are, is when you're doing your weekly or monthly trainings within your team, whatever your schedule is and whatever that looks like. Make sure that those meetings are not just you, so to speak, preaching at them. You're not just teaching and training. It's all just you being the talking head.
Has your teammates have their eyes rolled in the back of their head and their eyes glossed over?
Are they half glassed over, just watching you?
Are they like, I'm here
talking
because
to screen?
I'm supposed to be here? But are they engaged? Are they sharing what's
Have
actually
that
going on?
engagement. Yeah, do it on a platform where you can have everybody interacting. If you're doing this, if you're not actually in a physical location where you're meeting together, if you're
Zoom.
doing this over like Zoom or something like that or online, make sure you're using a platform platform where everybody can be on and everybody can, use their voice and be engaging and get feedback. Make it interactive with your team, because then you will find out what they're struggling with, where they want to improve, where they can improve, all the different aspects of what they're dealing with, and you'll find out who your leaders are, the ones that really step in.
The cream really does rise to the top.
Yeah, exactly. The ones who step up and actually take charge.
Yes.
Okay. You'll find out all of that information, and then at that point, you'll know who to be able to go to for whatever it is you need to work on.
And it allows you as a leader to help your newbies who are coming on learn how to use online strategies, because you guys, that is the way of this industry. Okay, if they don't know how to set up a Zoom account, if they don't know how to share their screen, if they don't know how to onboard somebody, having them learn how and present to the group saying, this is a challenge that I'm having, this is what I'm doing, and share that with the group, allows your teammates to bind together and really support each other in a very effective manner.
It feels more of it like a family, and it's more of that culture which you want to create within your team anyway, because then everybody feels like they're a part of something and they're going to stick around. You're not going to have that attrition of people where they feel like they're off on their own little island and they're going to disappear.
Yeah, because they have support from you.
Yeah.
And you're also having the expectation set at the beginning that in this team, this is what we do expect of our people, right? We'll let you build to what level you want to build. That's great, and that's all fine. However, you need to help support your teammates on that journey, because we're leveraging each other's efforts.
It also helps those newbies, and this is kind of a little side note, but it also helps those newbies who have not used to doing Facebook Lives, not used to being on screen, presenting. It gives them a safe environment where they can actually come on screen and warm up to the idea of being on camera.
Yep, because it is a different atmosphere, and I know that when we got started being live, I remember my upline actually asked me to download Marco Polo just to do video chats, and I was terrified of just being on camera doing that. Okay, but when you're building online, being able to communicate authentically and in a real way, it is on video. Okay, when we connect with our prospects, right, if we're connecting, we're having a video call. Most of the time, it's not just a phone call. Usually it's a video call so that you're actually seeing each other. So that is an integral, important step, is knowing how to set up the technology and also having an opportunity to present. Having people on in a meeting type scenario, say you're using Zoom as an example, and having somebody also in your downline doing the presentation, practicing that piece is going to help equip them with additional skill sets so that they're more effective when they are on the video calls with their prospects. Because they understand how to use that. There's not the fear or the concern surrounding the technology, and they're not just waiting on you as the leader to say it's okay to do something. You've already set the expectation that this is how this is happening. So you guys, leveraging systems, building that out on your team, it really takes the strain off of you. It allows you to have that time freedom that you're looking for, so that not everything is predicated upon, are you there? Is it your account? Are you showing up on time? Because you've established different people in your downline to assume different roles as they grow, right?
And if you're in that management mode, if you're having a hard time kind of letting go of that,
and have you ever been that way? Have you ever felt that way before? I'm curious. Drop me too in the comments if that's you.
And I know,
because we've been there.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be the certain way, and so I've got to do it all so that it works out perfectly the way that I want it. However, that was creating us being the own our own
then
bottleneck.
Then you have those golden handcuffs, and you are lugging everybody up the hill. So I
you
encourage
are the sticking point in your business. Exploding.
Right? Yeah. If you're not there, then your team doesn't work. Yeah. Right. So I encourage you to get out of that management mode. Do what you can to find those leaders that are within your team and, share the wealth. You get more of that business owner mentality within your team. You'll be surprised at how quickly that creates an environment of trust. It creates an environment of that family feel. They all feel a part of something. They all are engaged.
And they all feel valued because you're investing in them.
Yep.
And you're trusting them with certain things, right? It goes a long way for us.
And it builds their self-confidence, right? Because they are coming up as leaders themselves. So, it creates an environment all the way around. So, start shifting those gears within your organization. Don't lug everybody up the hill yourself. share the wealth, and leverage the systems that are available to you.
Yes, and leverage your people too, the talent that you have, right? Yep. The talent that you have within your organization, because you're never going to know what talent is there until you give them an opportunity to shine.
Exactly.
And by having these frank conversations and allocating different roles and responsibilities, you're allowing them to reach their full potential. Again, building confidence. When their confidence rises, then the entire team.
Work with, not for. Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Great point, Tom.
Yes.
Yep.
The entire team is going to have massive gains by you stepping out of that control zone
yep.
and leveraging what you have available, okay?
And we're all going to have those up and downs.
Mm-hmm.
In our business, in our team's business, okay,
yep.
there's always those up and downs.
Always
and it
be.
makes those up and downs a lot smoother, a lot easier to handle when everybody is working together and
Absolutely.
pulling the load.
Yep. So the difference would be you riding on a bike, pulling 75 behind you, or you being on a bike with one of those tandem bike trailers with somebody pedaling behind you. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm serious, because one is dead weight, not doing anything, it's having a great time, just freeloading. Okay, the other one is actually in tandem with you. You're synced up, and you're gaining more ground, and you're more effective and efficient because you're working together towards a common goal. Okay, you guys, we appreciate you so much for being on. Tom, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Tom.
the interaction.
Thanks, Whit. Everybody else who's hop on.
I appreciate you being on. Absolutely, you guys.
You guys, be curious, be bold, take action, and remember, it's choice, not chance, that shapes your life.
Have a great day, you guys.
Thanks for hopping on. Take care.